Hello, I'm Michael Feiner. Welcome to my studio. Today we're going to have a look at Arturia's flagship synthesizer, the PolyBrute 12. So the PolyBrute 12 is like a major upgrade in many ways from the original PolyBrute, which was great also, of course. I upgraded to this one because it's the double voice count. It's got 12 voices instead of 6. It's got full touch, which is Arturia's own, and the Poly aftertouch, which for me is a very big deal. So with the full touch that Arturia made on this one, you get to control the full envelope, which means that if you press fast, you get a very snappy attack, but I can instead make it goes very slow. So I'm controlling the full dynamics like this. And this is totally independent of every key on the keyboard. So what's also very interesting with the PolyBrute is that you have this morph function, which basically whatever you do here, you have two layers. You have A and B, and you can switch between them with your Poly aftertouch. You can switch between them with the morph function, and it goes seamlessly in between the two settings. You can also assign it to be on this, the Morph on here, so you can slide your finger on it and it can be momentarily or it can stay depending on what you choose. So here, for instance, I made this patch, which is like a sort of like a Wurlitzer piano. Then I can go my finger like this. And also I did pressure on this, which in this case modulates the delay time. And you got a ribbon as well, hidden beautifully in this in the wood here. And we're back to the piano like this. The PolyBrute has also a very powerful arpeggiator and a sequencer. And in this case, on this patch I made, they work together sort of. So you can decide a little bit how the arpeggiator is working. So if I just press one note, I decide which steps are gonna be sounding. And also the note sequence if I press more than one note, now 3 notes. So on some of these you can actually hear a chord. So depending on what I put here. And also with this sound I assigned for the ribbon to control the release. So you can make it a very performative arpeggiator in many ways, because you get to choose which notes sound and which don't. So your patterns can be like very personalized. And you might ask, why 12 voices? What is 12 voices good for? Well, it's very good if you don't want to cut off the notes you're playing. And also when you're stacking sounds or doubling them up to make it a little bit fatter, much fatter, So for instance, here we got this pad that I made, which is and now it's just straight mono. If you're listening to headphones, which you should, or a good system, you can hear this difference. So this is just straight ahead mono. If I now make it a layer, so we have 6 voices left and 6 voices right, then you get this. Very wide stereo image, and so in this mode you have 6 voices in total. So that's a good reason to have 12 voices. And if we just add the effects on top of this, you have PolyBrute has a very powerful synth engine, and the way you can program sounds on this is really vast. It goes deep because you have the matrix where you can assign things to control other things, and that makes it very expressive because you can assign things to control aftertouch and such. So it's very fun to program, and you end up in strange places sometimes, and that's a good thing. And you can also make very abstract, sounding almost like a modular or something. Of course, you don't have to assign everything, because little is enough many times, so you can really go where you want, and sometimes you go where you don't want, and that makes it exciting as well. We're going to listen to a few sounds that I made on the synthesizer so you can hear what it sounds like. Thank you for watching, and if you're interested in the PolyBrute 12, be sure to check it out on Deluxe Music. I think it's a wonderful synthesizer.